What's up, Vikings Nation? Now, if you haven't already watched it, go to Netflix and watch the TV show Quarterbacks, okay? It is a phenomenal series following three quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes, Marcus Mariota, and Kirk Cousins. Three very different quarterbacks in different stages of their career and had different endings to their season last year. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl. Marcus Mariota gets replaced by Desmond Ridder. Then he leaves the team's facility and has to deal with some things on his own. And then we got Kirk Cousins. Had an unbelievable season last year. The fourth quarter comeback king helped our Minnesota Vikings, go to a 13-4 record, okay? The man was unbelievable when it came to the end of the game, and we know about that Colts game we'll get to in just a second. And then you go to the wild card game, we lose it and stuff like that. But if you haven't watched it, I guarantee that if you're a football fan in general, you will absolutely love it. And if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan, there's a lot of Kirk Cousins in this series. I actually, have gained a better an understanding of what Kirk Cousins actually goes through on a daily basis. Not only just Kirk Cousins, the quarterbacks in general. Look, I've gained a little bit more love for Kirk Cousins. I'm not saying he's going to be our franchise quarterback for quite some time, but just his mentality going week to week and how he prepares for every single game. It's unbelievable to kind of see his preparation and that. He buys into the team camaraderie and he wants to win, but he also wants the team to win. It's team first, him second, basically. But he does a lot of preparation. You'll see in the TV series, he gets hooked up to these, brain monitors or like some cables that get to his head, so he can kind of test his stress levels while he's reading through plays or watching certain things happening and see if he can find a way to kind of calm himself down so that when it gets to the game time, if he throws an interception, he doesn't get as rattled in that situation. You also watch him talk to the team psychiatrist, which obviously every team has that. It's a phenomenal addition to any sports team because some people go through slumps. Like if you're in baseball and you just can't hit the ball and you have no idea why and you're just getting in your head and stuff, you can go talk to the psychiatrist and they'll try to help you get out of that funk and stuff. But Kirk, when he was in with the psychiatrist, said basically he's like, this is the first time in my career where it's everyone's buying in. Like everyone's buying in, and that's why we're winning these close games. And I've never felt this before. And the guy's like, yeah, it's kind of crazy, it's sort of thing. So I really enjoyed this whole Netflix series. I haven't finished yet. I have like an episode or two left. But from what I've seen already, the Kirk not only loves football, but he loves his family. And I think that's very important when, you're going to be away from your family for quite some time, 17 to 20 weeks of the season. You don't really get to see your family much. And for these quarterbacks that have kids, have wives and stuff like that, they don't really get to go back home and cherish it. But Kirk Cousins, I learned an interesting fact during this Netflix documentary, and you will too, that early in his career, when he was in Washington, I think before he left Washington to come to Minnesota, he told the coaches and decided himself that, hey, I'll practice every single day of the week except for Tuesday. Tuesday, I need a 24-hour rest period, no football talk, no nothing, no training. I want to be with my family for one day, give myself 24 hours to kind of sit back and relax, and his wife really enjoyed that. She said that she needed to be she needs to something about her and him together. She needs that type of security type of thing every once in a while. And if he didn't take those Tuesdays off, she said, I don't know if I'd be able to do this and stuff. So Kirk is really a family-oriented guy and kind of goes through the whole season like that, right? No Tuesdays. He's always with his family doing things and stuff like that. But when we go to the Colts game, let's rewind. We're going to the Cowboys game, okay? They show that in there. We get absolutely beat down. Okay, we get absolutely destroyed by the Dallas Cowboys. You see the high right before that game with the Buffalo Bills, the greatest or one of the greatest games we've had all season. The comeback and the Justin Jefferson catch and stuff like that. And then you go to the Dallas Cowboys game where you think, hey, let's just keep this close. The Cowboys have had our number the past 3 years. We can get a dub here. That was not the case. We got bamboozled. Absolutely bamboozled at home. It was not a great game. But after that game, we go right into Thursday Night Football, Thanksgiving Day against the New England Patriots. So you have to have a short memory, and that's what Kirk basically did. He's like, hey, listen, that's out of the window. It was going to happen. I hate that it happened that way, but now we got the Patriots. He gets that win on Thanksgiving, gets to eat some turkey. And the funny part is I don't think he cared about the rest of the game, but after the game, he got to try the turducken, shout out John Madden, and that's all he could talk about in the locker room. He's like, yeah, this is the turducken. Yeah, I got some of this. Look at this. It was kind of funny to watch. But, Kirk Cousins is fantastic at what he does. All quarterbacks are. It's a grind year in and year out. And there was at one point, I can't remember, you just see how much these quarterbacks go through game to game. Even if you could have the greatest game of your career, but you had one bad pass in it, they're going to be thinking about it, because Kirk Cousins was sitting around the fire with his family, and it was against the Detroit Lions. We got to win. It was a close game, but there was one pass that he could just not get over, and he was talking about it with his family, and it really brought him down. He was like, man, if I could just have that one pass back, that would be, my whole night would be that much better and stuff. So then we go all the way after the Cowboys loss to the Indianapolis Colts game. Bonkers, right? Absolutely bonkers. We're down 33-0, and somehow find a way to make the greatest or biggest comeback in NFL history, winning that one, 39-36 or something like that, and he was blown away. But during that game, it was before halftime, Kevin O'Connell came over to him and said, hey, no need to get stressed out and stuff. And Kirk was like, I'm getting so stressed, or something like that. He was just super pissed. You could see that he was really rattled. But going into the locker room, Patrick Peterson, obviously said, we only need 5 touchdowns, okay? We only need 5. We come out there and you start to see that momentum shifting in our direction. The Colts are kind of quitting. They're going to the run game. They're not really doing much. And Kirk kept his poise, and one by one, all those touchdowns ended up adding up. We got the dub, and it was kind of like a chip off his shoulder. He was like, oh, thank God. Because when we scored that first touchdown, he's like, well, at least we got one. We're not going to get shut out. But I highly encourage you guys, if you haven't watched this yet, you get a deep inside look at these quarterbacks and what they go through on a daily basis. I kind of just gave you some random points throughout the show and just whatever pops in my head, because I really enjoyed it. And if you're a general NFL fan, I think you'll enjoy it as well. Like, you don't even have to be a Vikings fan. Okay, you can be a Detroit Lions fan, you can be a Green Bay Packer fan, but I think you'll still enjoy looking at this and just kind of get a sense of what maybe your quarterback's going through at different points and different stages in their career. Kirk Cousins absolutely stole the show. He's a Netflix star. I can't wait to see what he does this season. It should be great. If you've watched this, let me know in the comments what you thought about quarterbacks on Netflix and what you thought about Kirk Cousins in general. Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It would be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of your day, folks, and Skol Vikes.